Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL lately, you know that the San Francisco 49ers are entering the 2025 season with a mix of hope, question marks, and a little bit of uncertainty. After all, this team has a rich history of success, including that memorable Super Bowl appearance just a couple of seasons ago, where they fell just short against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That game was a showcase of incredible talent, strategic brilliance, and the kind of drama that fans live for. But since that Super Bowl loss, things haven't been quite the same for the 49ers, and this upcoming season could be a pivotal one for them. You see, just 2 years ago, the 49ers were riding high. They looked like a team destined to make another deep playoff run, maybe even go all the way and bring home another Lombardi trophy. But then, the 2024 season arrived, and reality hit hard. Injuries, as they often do in the NFL, played a decisive role. Key players on both sides of the ball faced setbacks that hampered their ability to perform at their best. And unfortunately, those injuries, combined with some inconsistent play, resulted in a disappointing 6-11 record that saw them missing the playoffs entirely for the first time in a while. So now, entering 2025, the question on everyone's mind is, can the 49ers bounce back, or are we looking at a team that might take a step back? Well, the truth is, it's a bit of both. There's a lot of optimism surrounding some of their core pieces, but also a fair share of concern, especially at the wide receiver position. Because, let's be honest, the departure of Deebo Samuel has left a noticeable void. Deebo was not just a talented receiver, he was a dynamic playmaker, a guy who could turn a short catch into a game-changing play. Losing him has left the 49ers looking for someone to fill that role. And while Brandon Ayuk is expected to return after suffering a torn ACL last year, there's still some uncertainty about his readiness and his ability to regain that top form immediately. Ricky Pearsall, who showed flashes of promise, is expected to take a step forward this season. But with John Jennings battling injuries during training camp, the depth at the position is thin. It's clear that the front office might be feeling the pressure to make some moves. And folks, the NFL trade market is buzzing with rumors and potential blockbuster deals. One name that's been making waves lately is Terry McLaurin from the Washington Commanders. Now, McLaurin has officially requested a trade, and that's a pretty significant development. Why is this relevant for the 49ers? Well, think about it. McLaurin is a proven, reliable receiver who racked up 82 receptions for over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns in 2024. That's the kind of production that could immediately elevate Brock Purdy's offense. And with the 49ers always looking to strengthen their roster, especially in the receiver core, it's not far-fetched to imagine a scenario where they make a move to bring him in. CBS Sports analyst Cody Benjamin recently suggested that San Francisco could be an ideal landing spot for McLaurin if he's traded. His reasoning is pretty straightforward. The 49ers already gave Washington a starting receiver in Deebo Samuel, so maybe it's Washington's turn to return the favor. It's also worth noting that the 49ers might be motivated to act quickly, especially with Brandon Ayuk and Ricky Pearsall dealing with injuries. Adding a player like McLaurin could give the team that immediate, reliable target for Brock Purdy. And let's not forget, McLaurin isn't just a one-season wonder. He's a consistent performer who can line up on the outside and create mismatches, something the 49ers could really use to keep their offense explosive. Now, what would a trade look like? Well, according to some insiders, the Commanders might be interested in getting a veteran like John Jennings in return, or perhaps a draft pick package that helps them rebuild. It's a strategic move for Washington, who has been trying to find stability at the wide receiver position, and for San Francisco, It could be the kind of upgrade that makes the difference between a good season and a great one. Think about Brock Purdy's development last year. He showed us flashes of brilliance, leading the 49ers to a playoff berth and even some impressive wins. But he's still young, still learning how to handle the pressure of being a franchise quarterback. Giving him more weapons, especially someone like McLaurin, could really accelerate his growth and help the 49ers reclaim their spot at the top of the NFC. And let's not forget the context here. The NFC West is a competitive division. The Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, and Arizona Cardinals are all vying for supremacy, but the 49ers have been the team to beat in recent years. They've built a solid foundation with their defense, led by players like Nick Bosa, and their offensive core, which, despite some injuries, has the talent to compete with anyone. However, the league is always evolving, and the teams that make bold moves tend to have the most success. If the 49ers can bring in a player like McLaurin and add him to their arsenal, it could be exactly what they need to push them over the edge. Looking at the bigger picture, the 2025 season is shaping up to be a crucial one for San Francisco. The team's management, led by General Manager John Lynch, has shown a willingness to be aggressive in the past, whether it's through draft picks or trades. They know that to keep up with the league's best, they need to continuously improve. And sometimes, that means making bold moves during the offseason. If McLaurin is indeed on the trading block, it's hard to imagine Lynch and his team passing up the opportunity to bring him in. Of course, there are still questions. Will Washington actually trade McLaurin? How much will it cost? And more importantly, can the 49ers afford not to go after such a talented player? It's a debate that's happening across NFL circles right now. But what seems clear is that San Francisco is paying close attention to the trade landscape, and they're probably preparing to act if the right opportunity presents itself. In the meantime, fans are eagerly watching training camp, trying to gauge how the team is shaping up. The injuries at wide receiver have been a concern, but there's hope that with some strategic moves, the offense can be revitalized. The defense remains one of the league's most formidable units, with Nick Bosa leading the charge, but to truly contend for another Super Bowl appearance, the offense needs to be just as dangerous. Adding a player like McLaurin could be the spark that ignites that fire. And let's not forget, the NFC West is always unpredictable. Rams are rebuilding, the Seahawks are looking to continue their resurgence, and the Cardinals are in a bit of a transition phase. But the 49ers have the talent, the coaching, and the drive to be the team to beat once again. All eyes are on them in the coming weeks as the trade rumors swirl and the roster takes shape. This is a team that's always been about resilience, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. And with a few strategic moves, they might just be primed for another deep playoff run. So, as we await more news on whether the 49ers will pull the trigger on a McLaurin trade or make other roster adjustments, one thing is certain: the upcoming season will be intense. The competition in the NFC is fierce, and the 49ers know that every game counts. They're hungry, they're motivated, and they're not content with just being good. They want to be great again. The question is, will they make that bold move to get even better? Only time will tell, but as fans, we have every reason to be excited and optimistic about what's coming. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.